Welcome to our Day in the Life series. Today's video is about our SEO specialist, Pamela Czerniecka.
Hi, my name is Pamela and I'm a SEO expert at Axon Garside.
So Pamela, what does a typical day look like for an SEO expert here?
Okay, so some days I would look at websites and analyse them in order to improve the performance. On other days I might do a bit of content writing in order to optimise certain pages and blogs. And then I also monitor the rankings to see how they change, and I use tools like Google Analytics, Google Search Console, or Ahrefs to see how the keywords have improved on particular websites, if there are any opportunities that I can expand on and target new search terms, and just generally monitor how the traffic's improved to the website.
Cool. So you touched on using technology. I'm guessing there's a fair amount in your role, but is there a piece of technology that you'd like to invent, I suppose, that would make your job easier? This dream piece of kit that could improve your role?
Well, there's a lot of technologies out there that are already available, especially with Google tools. What Google does is they provide a lot of tools that make my job a lot easier. Seeing as Google is the main search engine that everyone uses, I think it's important to use them. However, sort of the far-fetched dream for every SEO person is to know what kind of updates Google will be doing further along the line. However, we don't really get to find that out until it happens, and then we have to figure it out ourselves. But apart from that, there's a lot of other tools, like I mentioned, Ahrefs. That's really good for keyword research, but as well as it's a health checker of the website. But you can use anything else like SEMrush or Ask the Public, whichever websites you prefer to use for keyword research. They all kind of show you the right things and take it into the right direction about what you should focus on with your SEO strategy.
So you say the Google suite and the Google offerings are the best. Do you ever consider Bing? Do you ever consider any of the other search engines, or do you normally just focus on Google?
Yes, other search engines are important, but generally when you're optimizing things for Google, you also optimize it for other search engines because they do tend to work in a similar way. However, with Google being the kind of the big guy and the most popular one, I think it's essential to mainly focus your SEO efforts on optimizing your website for that search engine.
Okay, so you use Google, working with Google will help improve other search engines, right? So do you keep on top of trends? Do you keep on top of, like, what does SEO look like in 2021?
Yeah, so in 2021, SEO really moves forward the same as marketing itself. The kind of main trend or what Google has been recommending for many years is that content is really important, and answering your user's query in the best way you can will help you reach higher rankings. Therefore, the kind of customer-orientated marketing or customer-orientated SEO is essential. So my advice is for 2021 to keep on continuing doing your research, especially research into your audience about not just the keywords, but also the audience, about what they want and what they expect from your service, as well as looking at the keywords and their performance in order to optimize your website really well.
Cool. You mentioned that you use a lot of technology for your role, but how do you work with other people in like an agency? Is it a collaborative thing? Do you need the support of other experts to do your job best, or is it a kind of individual sport, SEO?
No, it's absolutely integrated with a lot of other roles. So a lot of roles, in particular in this agency, do overlap, but everyone has their own strengths and their own expertise. So I do work closely with other people, especially content writers, and that obviously SEO helps for them. But in terms of kind of my role on its own, it is very much an integrated thing. It's a little bit like working on a production line. You can't just have one person operating the whole line, you do need other people in order to generate that and product really well.
What differentiates using an inbound marketing agency rather than, say, freelancers or an in-house team?
So within an inbound marketing agency, you will have people that have different levels of expertise, and they do tend to work together in order to complete the project. Whereas having one person, like a freelancer or an in-house marketer, trying to complete all elements of website optimization is nearly impossible, because you do need an expert in SEO, you do need an expert in PPC, you also need a content writer. All those people have their own strengths which come together and provide a good piece of work. It's nearly impossible to try to master all of those skills.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Are there any pain points then that you see on a sort of regular basis?
Yeah, the kind of biggest pain point for me is not notifying your SEO consultant about changes that you make to the website. So even if it's something simple like removing a page, or something bigger like where you have a whole website redesign, it is really important to consult the SEO expert in order not to jeopardize the rankings that have already been built up on the website.
Off the back of that then, do you have any top tips to help people overcome that? I guess it's better communication in a way, or any other top
Yeah,
tips?
certainly communication with your team, and utilising someone else's skills, especially if you're paying good money for it, is really, really important.
Cool. And then lastly, so you talked about your typical day. What's a highlight of your typical day?
The biggest highlight of my day is seeing an impact that my work makes to clients' websites, and seeing their keywords improve and the general rankings, as well as the traffic to their website.
Thanks to Pamela there for taking some time out and telling me about her day. If you'd like to know more what happens in an inbound marketing agency, just click the link at the end of this video.